Welcome, everybody. Episode 12 of the Straight Talk Commerce podcast. And fellas, I don't know about you. I keep saying August. It's like, how is it August? Right?
Well,
I mean,
how is this a dozen? I mean, we have a dozen, hundreds of clips on the channel, but a dozen. How is that? How did that happen?
yeah. No, look.
171 videos.
Huh?
171 videos.
Yeah. 2,500 subscribers. Thank you very much. And 25,000 views. So, let's keep going. That's fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a great week. We actually did our monthly where did the money go the previous month in Silicon, from Silicon Valley investors, and pretty interesting. I can share some of that a little later. But I know we have specific things to talk about, Ian. So I've been told recently you're trying to keep the podcast on the rails. So let me kick it over to you. And we'll get it rocking and rolling.
Sure thing.
Very salty.
It's a fun task to keep things on the rails. But yeah, so for today, we're going to talk about top 10 ways e-commerce businesses attract new customers. So how do you bring in new folks into your door, right? So
traffic is king.
Traffic is king.
So many times so many times people come to us or come to me, especially, and say, look, I've got this great idea for a business. How do I market it? That's where businesses die, is not getting, you cannot find customers. That's your job. That is your job. Find the customer. So we're going to talk about that today, and everybody needs to buckle up because this is going to be a lot of fun.
True. And I was actually talking to a friend of mine earlier, and he's trying to start his business, and he has an amazing product, great algorithms, very complicated stuff for hospitals. And I said, do you know who serves the best burger in your neighborhood? And he's like, I don't know. Do you know where the closest McDonald's is? Sure do. Right on the corner of this and that. Okay. Is McDonald's the best burger? Definitely not. But if you want a burger right now, where are you going to go? The best burger or McDonald's? Probably McDonald's. Why? You don't know where the best burger is. So marketing in so many ways trumps the product if no one can find you. And I told him, no one knows your algorithm, dude. I don't know it. Hospitals don't know it. So stop tinkering with your product and start working on getting the word out. And this is exactly what we're talking about here today. People need to know that you exist, right? And the first one we need to talk about is, well, SEO. Every time I hear search engine optimization, we're going to make you number one on Google search. How can everyone be number one?
That's a good question.
And so, Wayne, can you dispel some of the myths around search engine optimization? And for folks who are listening, either starting out their business or are new, within that first year, trying to figure out their e-commerce, what should they pay attention to when it comes to SEO?
Well, a lot of people will come to me and say, "Oh, I'm number one on search," and I look at and I say, "For what? for what are you number one for? Is it? I mean, because there's thousands of keywords that are available to any business. Really, I run a adult toy store, and I got a report yesterday. In 2 years, I'm number one in probably 32 different keywords. Wow. So you get the traffic from when someone types in that particular keyword, And it's all about traffic, really. People look at this, you're not trying to capture keywords, you're trying to capture traffic. You're trying to give yourself the biggest, widest net to funnel traffic to your site. That's what you're trying to do. So if you, let's say, for example, we'll use your hamburger analogy, right? That person in, let's say, San Diego,
Right.
they may want to capture the keyword best hamburgers San Diego. All search is local. So they may want to, let's say that they have, but that's not really where the traffic is. The traffic is in the fries. And so let's say that they have really good fries too. So now we can start looking, okay, what kind of fries? Waffle fries, curly fries, you understand what I'm saying? So they're the
Asian fries.
The aperture widens and widens and widens. You got a bigger net, you'll capture more and more and more traffic. And that's really what we're talking about as far as search engine optimization, making sure that your website has the largest aperture, the largest opening in the funnel to make the largest amount of traffic locate you. And that's what we're talking about here. And I will note for anybody that's listening, these are in no particular order, in my opinion. Okay. You said, yes, it's the number one thing on the list, but that is not necessarily higher than some of the other things that you and I and David are going to talk about.
Absolutely. That's a good thing to point out. So for the next one, Dave, I'd love to get your thoughts on content marketing, right? You could be number one. People find you awesome. They're at your doorstep, virtual doorstep. But if the content isn't relevant or doesn't pertain to the needs of the person looking for goods or services, then it's kind of a waste, right? So what are your thoughts on providing good content marketing, and also how do you make that connection, right, between your target demographic and also the content that you're putting out there, so you can find that right fit?
Yeah, well, look, it's all a journey, right? So you want, and you can A/B test and see what's working with certain demographics. You don't have to tell it, you may want a lot of things to express to your audience, but sometimes that could be a 7 or 8 email or connection journey, whether you're serving them ads or pulling them in with social. There's just multi ways. And I think, as far as SEO and now content marketing, AI is changing it on the daily, right? So we have OpenAI who's saying they're coming out with a search engine. It's Google and Gemini. Are they getting rid of pay-per-click, which we'll talk about a little later, and some of these other things, right? So it's going to be an interesting thing. I think as everything you'll hear that we talk about today, we're not telling you, oh, this is it, keep it like that forever, right? It's going to continue to evolve, especially as tech is just moving 100 miles an hour right now. And AI is affecting everything. And there are some great AI tools for content where you can, search for a term, see who comes up first, where you rank, what are they doing that you're not. You can automate all this stuff now. So it's going to get better and better. What I would say is figure out what you want, what your goals are, work backwards from there.
Absolutely. And Wayne, I think that the technology, the vehicle is changing, but I think content marketing really hasn't changed since the first time some dude brought a chicken and asked to trade it for rice, right?
Yeah. So yeah. And really, this is a grander way of saying that search engine optimization is the what, content marketing is the how. So search engine optimization, capturing those keywords, you do that through content marketing, having those blog posts, having videos, having infographics, having guides, all of these things that are going to give you a leg up when it comes to search is relevant. That's how search is done. The algorithm points to relevance. Give you an example of this. Let's say that you have a dog kennel and you sell Labrador Retriever puppies. You want search for Labrador Retriever puppies. You do not want a bunch of traffic for Doberman Pinscher search. It doesn't apply to you. You don't have those things, right? If you're talking about a hamburger stand, if you sell corn dogs, great. If you don't, you've wasted that, unless you can make them want a hamburger. So really what you're doing is content marketing. And by the way, I will tell you this, David, you make a freaking good point about this. There are a lot of tools. And the reason that we don't share some of these tools with our audience is because there's going to come a reckoning very, very shortly. Google is known very strongly for this one thing. They want to stay on top. They want to be the search engine. And when they start finding that all of this content is being generated by AI, they're the ones, they know how to suss that out. They already know how to suss that out. So there will come a jackhammer, there will come a Thor's hammer one day when you will see all of these companies that have been using AI to create content, not as tools to figure out where they stand as far as SEO. That is a proper application of AI. What's not is jamming your website full of AI generated content that you did not write and is not relevant to your search terms. Google is very soon is going to have an update. And once that update happens, it is going to clear the internet and you'll see tumbleweeds rolling across search because people that were top of search one day find out they don't even make the top 50 pages the next day. And that's a problem.
In today's rapidly evolving healthcare landscape, effective project management is more crucial than ever. Many organizations struggle with achieving their goals due to inefficiencies and lack of direction. Tony Robbins' RPM framework can transform this approach. The RPM framework provides a roadmap for success. You'll soon see how applying these principles can revolutionize healthcare project management and lead to better outcomes for everyone involved. Let's take a deeper dive into applying the RPM framework to healthcare project management. It all begins with defining your outcomes. Think improved patient care, operational efficiency, and data accuracy. These goals set the stage for transformation. Next, understand your why. This is where you align your efforts with greater purposes like patient-centered care, innovation, and sustainability. A clear why gives you direction and purpose. Now, create your roadmap. Engage stakeholders early and often. Conduct readiness assessments to gauge where you are and what you need. Develop comprehensive training programs to bring everyone up to speed. Set concrete milestones and metrics so you can measure progress along the way. And don't forget, communication is key. Regular updates keep everyone aligned and motivated. Lastly, focus on the 20% of actions that will yield 80% of the results. This principle keeps you efficient and effective, concentrating efforts where they matter most. By following these steps, you harness the power of the RPM framework to reimagine project management in healthcare. This approach transforms outcomes and drives innovation in real-world examples. By applying the RPM framework, healthcare organizations can achieve transformative results. Imagine enhanced patient care, streamlined operations, and accurate data management. These are not just possibilities, but tangible outcomes. Real-life examples showcase the remarkable successes already achieved. Increased efficiency in patient care and precise data management demonstrates the framework's profound impact. Now it's your turn to start the transformation. If you seek guidance or assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. Your journey to better healthcare project management begins now. Join Healthcare Project Management Association, or HPMA, today. Your first step in this adventure is contacting Ian Slade, at ian@itconsultinggroup.com. He can guide your path from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So also, David, you mentioned testing things out. And Wayne, you've been at this too in previous videos. Look at your metrics, look at the numbers, see what's working. Don't just go with your gut. Look at how your customers or potential customers reacting to what you're putting out there and pivot if needed, right?
Yep.
Even for our channel, you are judiciously looking at the age groups, you're looking at what posts get clicks, what comments, like you're constantly looking at the metrics. And even our topics for today, this isn't just something we came up with. You looked at, what's trending. So I think a lot of people really don't take advantage of measuring what matters.
Yeah, the Olympics are going on right now, and I was watching rowing. It's very funny. You know the guy that sits in the boat. He has a little megaphone, and he's yelling at the other rowers. A really good job if you can get it. And his only job is to keep the boat as straight as possible, so they go as quickly as possible.
True.
And he'll let the right side know they need to pull harder, or the left side know that they need to pull harder. That is what we are talking about when you are looking at your analytics. Your analytics is that guy telling you, okay, you need more content about French fries. You need more content about, your demographic wants hamburgers. That's what it's there for. If it's a clothing store, hey, maybe you need to add shoes, because the next place people leave, when people leave your site, the next place they go is shoes. They go looking at shoes. Now, you would never know that if you were not paying attention to your analytics.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's time you start selling some freaking shoes, and so people don't leave you and go looking at shoes somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yep. Now, talking about pivot, social media marketing. So we've touched on this in previous videos, and what works in one platform might not necessarily work in another platform. And also, I think it was you, Dave, who mentioned the demographic for one platform might not be the same demographic you want to target in another. For example, LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, you're targeting more of the working class, right? More of the 25 to the 60 versus, let's say, for example, Instagram or maybe TikTok or whatnot. So, Dave, for Witty, how do you strategize your utilization of social media to get the most out of these platforms?
Look, we've had, being around for so long, we've certainly focused on some areas. When Twitter just came out, we're an early adopter, now X, and that we've been kind of failing on, if you ask me. We're building it back up though, right? Especially with the rebranding to Witty, Workforce Innovation, Trust and Influence. Now it's kind of starting over. One of the mistakes we certainly made early was trying to be everywhere. Right. And, while that was good, because now it kind of gave us a baseline to kind of what stuck, what didn't, you can't go around chasing your tail, right? These are full-time jobs, not one person managing social media, right? You need someone managing LinkedIn. Can you reuse some of the content on LinkedIn that you would on something else? Definitely. But again, it's have a plan, because we're in such this, and I've been guilty of it, and we have, right? So it's, all the shiniest object happening. But now that I think things have kind of settled down as far as who the top players are, we're focusing on LinkedIn now. We're, Facebook, we still have our page. A lot of that contents can kind of go back and forth. X, I think we need to do a better job, although we shortly shoot articles and some of our live streams and stuff and do that through X. Looking forward to starting a Spaces soon for some of that audio content, audio content. Instagram, we're there. TikTok, kind of, we can create similar videos to put on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. But again, those are areas where even with our YouTube channel, we have so much legacy content that it just needs to be cleaned up and it gets overwhelming. But, we'll get there. I think with us, it's more the core values from where we started pre a lot of this stuff and just supporting the members. And now that we are virtual, usually you'd have to be near a witty, network in your area to get value. Now there's stuff going pretty much, every day. I think we're adding a Sunday event soon. That's the only dark day now, and at different time zones. So it's amazing just kind of meeting the people from all around the world and seeing where the alignment is and getting support and getting feedback. So that's been one of the really good things.
Imagine a world where your professional growth knows no bounds. Welcome to Witty.com, celebrating 35 years of empowering innovators. Join a community where trust and influence are at the core. Experience exclusive training programs designed to elevate your skills. Our annual summit brings together the brightest minds from multiple industries. As a member, you'll gain access to invaluable resources and support. Network with like-minded professionals who share your passion for innovation. Benefit from mentorship programs that guide you towards success. Celebrate your achievements with a community that recognizes your efforts. Witty.com is more than a membership. It's a journey of growth and success. Join us in celebrating 35 years of innovation and excellence. Take advantage of our special anniversary membership offer today. Unlock your potential with workforce innovation, trust, and influence. Visit Witty.com and become a member today.
Good things.
Absolutely. And
It strikes me very funny that most people, it's social media platforms, and it's very odd that most people don't understand the social part of this. Each one of these platforms is a different party. That's the way I like to look at them, right? LinkedIn is a cocktail hour after business,
casual.
You're right. It's for sharing. Maybe it's even a get together at work, okay, around a water cooler. Instagram is for, like young, hip. TikTok is for, I don't know what TikTok is for, honestly, but there is a personality to each one of these social media platforms. And so what you can look, it's all about consistency. It is all about time. How long have you been on this platform and how regularly can you engage? Imagine that we went to a party and, if you sit and watch everybody else have the conversation, maybe, and you don't meet anybody new, you don't meet anybody new, you may as well stop going to parties. This is your opportunity to mingle and to let people know who you are and to get invited to further parties or maybe an after party. That's what these platforms are for. And that's why you do not do very well on all platforms simultaneously, is because, hopping from one type of party to another, you'd have to be schizophrenic in order to match up your personality. You would have to have so many different personalities to make that work that it would only make your audience upset. Who are you? You got a lampshade on your head over on TikTok, and here you are trying to be super uber professional here on LinkedIn. We're not buying it. It's fake. So you match up your personality for your business. You go with that social media platform that matches up best, and by the way, that you know how to use and learn how to use effectively and efficiently, and then that's what you utilize that, and you do it over a long period of time, or you are so engaged that you become very popular on that platform and you have a lot of influence in that party. Everyone knows who you are. How's that?
Absolutely. Like if you go on Instagram, you would see, a lot of activity from the Kardashians, for example. But if you go on LinkedIn, barely any.
Yeah,
And that's because it's
Instagram was
not the right
built
audience.
for Kim
Yeah,
and the Kardashian family. It was built for them.
exactly.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah. And you find a lot of people on Twitter that have a huge political following, and maybe not so much on Instagram sharing what they had for lunch. So I like that analogy, finding the right party that makes sense for your scene, right? So, and
Yeah,
if you don't know,
if you say something political, say on Reddit or the wrong politics on one of these platforms, they will tell you, the audience on there will tell you very quickly to take that over to Rumble, take that over to, you will get dogpiled. And rightfully so. That's not the place for it, champ. You need to find your tribe. That's what this is about. I mean, couldn't be clearer.
absolutely. And you need to measure and accept the results. If they're
Yes.
good, keep doing it. If they're not what you hope for, either pivot or stop altogether. Find something else that works and resonates with your audience.
Dave's the
So,
only one I know that gets invited to all the parties and is welcome to all the parties. It's certainly not me, but and Ian, I don't know, how you fare, but
no,
very, 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 very few people are accepted and liked at all of the parties. And that's what people need to keep in mind for their own business.
yeah, I'm pretty well followed on LinkedIn, but I'm crickets when it comes to all of the other platforms. Now, how about pay-per-click, PPC advertising?
PPC. Yeah, you can burn a lot of money if you do not know what you are doing on these platforms. PPC is extremely effective if you know what it is you're doing and you have the right product and you can actually market that product on that platform. I have had incredible success on pay-per-click advertising, and I've also wasted tons of money. And sometimes it's not really your company or your fault. Sometimes, in order to be successful, it takes a little bit of time to find that little groove, to find that notch. And then once you do, it's boom, straight to the top.
Let's talk a little bit about MelodyClouds, Wayne, because for
Yeah.
people who are trying to contextualize this, walk them through how you started your journey with PPC.
So really, MelodyClouds, I have not used pay-per-click advertising with MelodyClouds. Not for just for no other reason than I wanted to use some other methods, partnerships. I wanted to use some other methods to bring that forward. We are going to do some pay-per-click advertising here very shortly. And the reason for that is because MelodyClouds, I don't charge a whole lot of money. It's $2.99 for the first 60 days. Thanks for mentioning that, by the way. And then $6 a month. Okay, it's a third the price of my competitors. And so if I'm spending more than they are in pay-per-click advertising, it makes no sense. I will lose money overall because I chose that method of advertising. However, let's take another one of my companies, Blackhawk Survival. So this is a survival store, and this I saw that look, Dave. We had solar generators and solar panels, and
David just turned all red.
Facebook kicked me off their platform a dozen times because I was gaming their pay-per-click. I was making so freaking, they were making basically nothing off of the advertising I was doing, and I was making very good money when it came to that. So that is also a real possibility for you. If you do too well on some of these platforms, they don't make the platform available to you anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I want to share with you why I switched from Calm to MelodyClouds, and why you should too. I used Calm for a while, and it's a great app. But as someone who loves audiobooks and needs soothing sleep stories to wind down, I was looking for something that wouldn't break the bank. That's when I found MelodyClouds. With MelodyClouds, I get access to a vast library of audiobooks across all my favorite genres. Whether I'm in the mood for a gripping mystery or a heartwarming romance, MelodyClouds has me covered. And the sleep stories? They're magical. I drift off to sleep faster and wake up more refreshed. But here's the best part, the price. For just $5.99 a month, or $59.99 a year, I get all of this amazing content. That's nearly half of what I was paying for Calm. And trust me, the quality of the content is top-notch. I get everything I need to relax, focus, and sleep soundly without emptying my wallet. So, if you're like me and want premium relaxation and meditation content without the premium price, switch to MelodyClouds. You'll get all the content you love and more, for a price that can't be beat. Make the smart choice for your mind and your wallet. Try MelodyClouds today. For a limited time, try MelodyClouds at $2.99 for 60 days. If you love it, keep it for $5.99 a month. You can find us at MelodyClouds.com.
Yeah.
So, David, I know that you've been doing email marketing. Heck, you started your company before email back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well-
How has that evolution been for you?
Look, I think, I was reminiscing recently that, when I got an email, something was happening. There was a deal going through. There was, I remember I used to get my, MCI mails in Pine. Those were some of the earlier ones. I'd rush home. I'm looking, oh shit, got a couple emails. Deals are closing, baby. Now these motherfuckers, it's it's like ding, 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 like I hit the jackpot.
Wayne
Going
kind
back my
of
life, my time waste. Yeah, so look, I think a lot of things get lost in email now, and that's another area they're changing, right? You're gonna get into a promotion area. You've got to really look at it. Different email headers, people are overloaded on email. I mean, email still, I did see a talk a week or two ago. I think Simon Severino said, yeah, email is still kind of the largest, most effective way, right? But banner ads, content market, using content and partnerships. I remember when DoubleClick started, those were kind of the first banner ads, right? And remember those old Yahoo sites and things like that. But things have evolved. And again, where is it going?
Very
This,
true.
without even thinking or without even knowing it, David Layton once again brings up an incredibly good point. I'm sitting here thinking to myself while he's talking about email marketing, and I realize I haven't opened an email in I go through my email, but as far as opening it, I don't know that I've opened an email in days, maybe a couple weeks. I
Wow.
certainly have not. I don't remember ever buying something from an email. Now, if I didn't listen to David just now, right, I would think that everybody was like me. Not everybody's like me. There are a ton of people out there that cannot wait to open their email box and go through and buy things that they find, that people have sent them as far as an email. And I know that intellectually. And if I didn't have my mind in that space where I knew that and I'd listened to David Layton, maybe I say, okay, no more email marketing for MelodyClouds, no more marketing for, any of the other businesses that I run, right? And it would be for a couple of them I can think of, it would be an absolute disaster if I didn't do that. So just because you don't or you have a poor view of a type of marketing, that does not mean you are not, as a matter of fact, you are not the last say in this. There are people who like jazz music for whatever reason. If jazz musicians out there relied on me they would all starve to death. Every one of them. So yeah, Dave, that was a brilliant point. I want to let you know that I hear you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's where the whole concept of personas come into play, right? You want to know who's your persona, where do these people hang out, what do they listen to, what do they read, how do they get their information, and tailor your messaging that way. And that persona might be the opposite of your persona, but it doesn't mean that it's the wrong persona. So that's a really good point. Make sure you start out with your target audience and then tailor everything around that.
I have a report sitting in my email right now, as a matter of fact, that tells me that has given me an audience, told me, all right, here are the customers that you had in March of 2023, and advised me that a lot of the traffic that came in, those people would have purchased from me had they received this offer in an email.
Wow.
So, and since we were not doing email marketing at that time, it was basically, slapping my hand and telling me, hey, for this subset of your audience, you would have made X amount of dollars had you presented this to them in an email fashion. If that's the way that you would approach them, you would have sold this lookalike audience if it had been email. And the same thing goes, by the way, the same thing goes for influencer marketing, because there's a lot of older people, and I think that we're going to talk about that next, but there's a lot of older people who don't understand influencer marketing, and they're very, reticent. They do not want to trust a Instagram influencer to sell their product. And believe me, you're missing out on a massive audience. And if the product and the preparation that goes into that is done correctly, serious fortunes are made because of influencers.
And another word for influencer is celebrity endorser, right? And it doesn't have to be right. If you go back decades back, it wasn't called influencer, it was celebrity. You find a celebrity to take on your product, they wear it around, and sometimes the celebrity isn't even a real person. Remember the Marlboro Man, right? Everyone knows the idea of the Marlboro Man. Really cool, riding on a horse, smoking a cigarette, and people wanted to be like the Marlboro Man. So now we went from celebrities to influencers, more of your, everyday folks who are now not everyday folks, they're celebrities in their own rights. And they say, this is what I'm using. And especially on social media, I've noticed, like, even my wife, she would find a product from someone, like in her case, a dentist that uses this and says, hey, I found this to be very helpful when I'm doing this case, right? It's very specific to people like her. And guess what? She buys it, uses it, tries it out. So you don't need to be truly famous or a celebrity to be an influencer. You just need to be within the right group and presenting to people that have the same needs as you. So you could be a micro celebrity in that specific area.
I have a very close acquaintance, has about 10,000 Instagram following. Right. We were talking a few weeks ago. So far this year, she's made over $120,000 from different makeup brands that she, yeah. So yes, 100% that is a real job. And by the way, when I worked at had a teeth whitening company, we ran influencer marketing. Some ended horribly bad. You got to really know what you're doing and know who you're partnering with. But I remember walking in the office one day and another brand of the same type of teeth whitening had signed Oscar De La Hoya and Conor McGregor, each for multi-million-dollar contracts for this teeth whitening. And I remember it was like someone had died in my office, because the owner of our company was like, okay, everybody, clean out your desks. It's over. It's over, and I just chuckled. I'm like, you know what? You have absolutely no idea what this is going to do. And we can adjust our marketing to take advantage of what it is they're doing. And we did, to great effect, by the way. Of course, we didn't have the influencers that they had, but we had an answer to the influencers that they had. So we made quite a bit of money. The company that used those, I'm sure that they made quite a bit of money, but it's not the end of the world if your competition can afford, a couple $1,000,000 for influencers. Sometimes they work, and sometimes you don't do it right.
Feeling isolated and disconnected? You're not alone. Many men struggle to find a community that truly understands them. Introducing Odyssey, a place where fellowship and brotherhood thrive. Join us on a journey of personal growth and meaningful connections. At Odyssey, we believe in the power of brotherhood. Our community fosters brotherly connections that last a lifetime. We come together to serve our communities and make a difference. Hear from those who have transformed their lives with Odyssey. Odyssey gave me the brotherhood I was missing. I found other business leaders and entrepreneurs who share my values. Together, we make a real impact in our community. Odyssey is more than a group, it's a brotherhood. Join us and discover the power of true fellowship. Take the first step towards a more connected and fulfilling life. Odyssey, where fellowship, business, and brotherhood unite. For more information, go to yte.com.
Absolutely. And their next topic is very similar, which is affiliate marketing, where you take two brands, right, and you do like a sort of collaboration, and the synergy is greater than each individual just going at it in parallel. One of the biggest synergies that I've seen was Lacoste and Peanuts. When that happened, people just went crazy. Same thing with Swatch and with Peanuts. Anytime you get Snoopy involved, things just explode. And it's fascinating to watch. Even now, for the younger generation, that brand Supreme.
Yeah.
I don't have any Supreme products, but all of my kids, they walk around and everyone has something that has Supreme on it. So much so that even Louis Vuitton, I think at one point partnered with Supreme. So that tells you how big their brand is. So finding the right affiliate partner, I think, can really turbocharge you. However, it also can backfire, like Yeezy, right? Adidas and
it depends on who you're partnered with. Every one of these things depend on who you're partnered with. And affiliates, really what you're trying to do is find someone that is not selling any product really either themselves. If you're the brand,
right,
you're trying to find high traffic websites that would be willing to, you give them a coupon code, would be willing to feature your product. A lot of these mommy bloggers, it goes a little bit past influencers. So they're not necessarily, hawking your product, right? They're not necessarily talking about your product, but it is there with things that they like. Oprah Winfrey is a very good, not only influencer, but affiliate marketer. When she tells someone, hey, I love this book, and
Oprah's
everybody runs
things.
out and goes and buys that book. Right. And then she gets a piece on the tail end of that. Shark Tank is another very good, when they cut a deal, fine. But that bump that you get from going on Shark Tank, ABC realizes, hey, we know that you're going to get this bump. So before you ever go on Shark Tank, you sign an affiliate agreement with ABC that lets them, whether you get a deal or not, they get a piece of that bump you get from being on their network in their show. And it's very similar. It's set up just like an affiliate marketing campaign. But there are a lot of people out there that have websites that are designed for traffic. They have content websites. They are designed for traffic. And that is the way to monetize that traffic. That's what you're trying to do with affiliate marketing.
Where would you put someone like Joe Rogan?
Joe is a content creator, right? And he took, okay, depends. Pre-Spotify, Joe ran ads much like we do. So he ran ads and Fleshlight, the Alpha Brain, all, and by the way, that's Joe's company. So he's doing the same exact thing that we're following the Joe Rogan model right now. Okay. In a small way.
Sure.
So basically what Joe has then his website created so much traffic and had so many eyeballs on it that Spotify needed that content. They needed that those eyeballs. Howard Stern is another one for satellite radio comes to mind. You bring in this massive celebrity and they bring their audience, and that allows other shows on that platform to be elevated. Your Mom's House podcast, they have a ton of podcasts underneath them. That's Tom Segura, Christina Pazinski, right? Thoughts and prayers to Christina right now. But so what they've done is they've created other people that are also now drawing traffic, and they have created this really cool symbiosis where each of these podcasts are introducing people to other podcasts, and it's pretty cool to watch.
So one of the things we were talking about is eventually inviting folks to come on and talk about what they're doing, their business. Would that be considered an affiliate marketing?
100%. If in bringing someone on this podcast, we said, hey, you give us a coupon code for our customers or our subscribers,
right?
And we get 20% or 10% of sales that come from that coupon code, you're doggone right that would be. And by the way, turn on YouTube, where the platform that we favor, everybody is doing affiliate marketing once they become monetized. And even before they become monetized through the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube platform, they monetize themselves by inserting these brands directly into their content.
Maybe David, we can get Jim Quick and have him on, and then we'll have a coupon code for his brain supplements. So that would be a good idea.
Look, there's I mean, I think there's certainly things we could do with that. I think Camille Bonk, aka Baron von Bonk, who's the chief AI officer for Jim Quick's organization. We run the HAL 9000 AI room together. He's we've been talking about that and stuff Camille's doing. I think having Camille on here would be great too, right? Just because of things he's doing in the fragrance space, things like that. As people start moving out of Zoom, they're gonna have to start thinking about fragrances again. So I think it's a good time for that, right? Yeah. So I think that these are all good affiliate marketing. And with Witty, we have different look, you can't just throw it out. And we think we're on the same page, people. I had somebody who I had an agreement with in December. And then I got an email. Oh, is there a promo code we could use? I have a friend that wants to join Witty. Yes, I sent it to her. But that's on me. for not staying on top of things, getting what they need to promote it to their community, right? Because it's, people are busy. You might see a potential partner that seems to have a great, targeted list. If you're not giving them things to send to that list, and you're just depending on them to do things, everybody's moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour right now. So I think just be ready. If you want to start a channel program or an affiliate program, make sure you've got all the tools for your partner, to be successful.
And maintain it. Tools Essential AI is another thing that we're starting up. Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. It is a way for, and we'll put that right here, but everybody's talking about, their small businesses. On that website are dozens of different AI tools that you can use, integrate into your business, and really kickstart all of the things that we're talking about today. That is affiliate. Okay, you join that website, you then in turn go to those companies that have made that AI, and generally speaking, it's between $20 and $40 a month. I don't think anything is, super expensive, but you find the tool that you really need and you can plug into your personal business. Okay, and if you do it from us, from our code, you get a break, and we get a piece of that. And sometimes we'll shout out people here that we get nothing. There's absolutely nothing that we get when we let people know that Gary Meyer is, helping people do what it is we do.
Or Mr. Beast.
If your business operations feel like a grind, you're missing out on the magic of artificial intelligence. Whether you're in retail, manufacturing, finance, or any other industry, AI is a game changer. From automating mundane tasks to optimizing your supply chain, AI can transform how you operate. We specialize in creating tailored AI solutions that meet your unique challenges and goals. With our expertise, you can improve efficiency, reduce errors, and make better decisions. Discover how AI can revolutionize your business. Contact us today at www.toolessentials.ai/consultation.
Or Corey. Yeah. So.
All right. So almost there, folks. If you're still with us, we have 3 more to go. Next one is customer reviews and testimonials. So I think that people really appreciate the credibility that people have used the product, right? Even on Amazon, I know that there are some reviews, maybe most of them aren't from real people, but you can tell based on their story of, here's the problem, here's how I used it, here's what came out, or I've used these products before, but I've tried this product and it really helped me out. So you can kind of see the reviews that are truthful. And I personally read those reviews and make decisions based on it.
Most people, I think, do. I think most people do. Now, some people get jaded in that they know how the sausage is made. So when they're reading through those reviews, they can, like you said, they can tell the difference between a real review and a not so real review.
Right.
It is very true that in e-commerce 101, no one wants to be the first to try something. No one wants to be the first to buy something. No one wants. So if you have no sales, what do you do? And a lot of people will tell you is, look, someone somewhere purchased that item. Tell your customer what they said. Right. So if you go to Amazon, let's say you have a pair of shoes or a jacket, let's say, and you find that same jacket on Amazon, is it lying to say, hey, Bobby from Daytona Beach, really like this jacket? And my answer to that is no. They may not have purchased it from your website, okay? But sometimes, you got to start somewhere. Now, if you continue to do that and you have 8,000, 5-star reviews and damn good and well that nobody has purchased anything from you, you got a serious issue there, and that can be cracked down on.
Right. And it'll backfire on you, right? Because
100%.
to your point in our last session, the feedback is a tool for you to either go left, go right. And I love what you said about negative feedback. It's a blessing if you know how to deal with it.
Yes.
So if
Well,
you
Shopify, Etsy, all of these platforms, they have built in the guards against that. You know, I don't know how effective they are over, you know, long periods of time, but you definitely don't want to get thrown off your sales platform. That is on a that's a different level, because now you're fishing with no pole, no hook, no bait. You know, that's just not an effective way of fishing.
The next one, talking about customer reviews, taking it further, is the referral program, right? I love this product so much that I'm willing to tell family and friends about it. And in doing so, you give the customer a little something, a little incentive for their effort. How do companies make this effective? Because I know that there are companies, kind of like the airlines, where I think it's gone a little overboard, and no one bothers anymore, right? With hotel, airlines, the referral program, but some companies do this very well. And what I've noticed is they're not screaming at you all the time. Like and it's not constant, right? Like maybe for this time period, limited time, you get a referral program for 10-15% off or something, and then it goes away. What have you guys experienced in terms of referral programs that either you've participated in or have offered to your customers?
Well, these next two, referral programs and optimizing user experience, are perfect for artificial intelligence. This is really where you can experience the full glory of what AI will do for your business, in my estimation. Okay. Because a referral program, if you use AI to tell you when to contact someone, using all of the bits of information and distilling it, and then identifying those people at the proper time, okay, that's a proper use of artificial intelligence. Not taking the creativity out of someone by creating 500,000 pieces of content in 45 minutes. That to me is not a proper use of artificial intelligence. But telling me, hey, David was just bought a hammer, perhaps he needs some nails. You know,
That's pretty good.
That is really where AI is going to come in, swoop in, and save the day. Optimizing user experience. Okay. No one likes going in and talking to a chatbot yet. No one likes going on your website and talking to a chatbot that's just going to wind them up in circle after circle after circle. Talking to you, Verizon. However, if you had a customer experience that made suggestions to you or told you of other uses for that product that you just purchased, that is something that would come in extraordinarily handy. Or let's say that you just bought a top, right? Well, here are some pants, or here are some shorts that go with that top. Some of us are very fashion, you know, I'm not a very fashionable individual, you know, so it helps me. Hey, look, those black socks and sandals, they don't go together, dummy. You need to
and shorts.
Right. You need to go barefoot and wear those shorts, and you know that would be perfect use of AI helping me dress myself better. help me dress myself better. But those referral programs, look, if you can get someone to buy from you once, it is so much easier, or should be so much easier to get them to return and to buy from you again and again and again. If it isn't, you need to know that information.
Right. Absolutely. How about you, Dave? I know that Witty has a code for, especially for B2B. have you seen different techniques that have worked better than others throughout the years?
Training with
Perf-
Radio Hall of Famer Gary Meyer on podcasting, public speaking, and radio announcing offers numerous benefits that can significantly enhance your skills and career prospects. Gary's extensive professional experience provides a wealth of knowledge and practical insights, particularly in engaging and retaining an audience. For podcasting, this includes mastering the tone of voice, pacing, and the strategic use of humor and emotion to create a strong personal connection with listeners. In public speaking, Gary emphasizes authenticity, clarity, and confidence, teaching techniques such as effective body language, eye contact, and vocal modulation to ensure your message resonates deeply. His insights into audience psychology help you read and respond to real-time reactions, making your speeches impactful and memorable. For radio announcing, Gary's training focuses on developing a rich, expressive vocal presence that conveys personality and warmth, essential for creating a vivid mental picture for listeners. This includes technical aspects like voice modulation, pitch control, and timing, along with practical advice on script preparation and handling live broadcasts. Gary's training includes real-world simulations, providing hands-on experience and personalized feedback to refine your skills. Additionally, networking opportunities with industry professionals and fellow trainees can open doors to new possibilities and collaborations. Gary's comprehensive programs cover content creation, audience analysis, narrative construction, and retention strategies, ensuring a thorough understanding of all aspects of these fields. He also emphasizes personal growth, building self-confidence and resilience, and offers insights into the business side, including monetization and branding strategies. Gary Meyer's training equips you with the tools, confidence, and connections needed to excel in podcasting, public speaking, and radio announcing. Contact Gary on LinkedIn today to get started.
For referral programs, okay, couple things. First of all, just let me comment about reviews and testimonials. You have to be careful, right? Because there are a lot of fake testimonials out there
Sure.
and reviews, right? That's something like on Amazon that's an issue. I almost try to look for the bad ones, if I'm going to a restaurant, I'm looking for the bad reviews. Oh, I had to wait too long. That's fine.
Clowns.
Was there a rat tail in my burrito? I'm looking for that one.
Good God, where are you eating?
Right?
Where are you eating?
No, I'm just saying that's what I'm looking for. In other words, what are the bad reviews for a restaurant? Oh, I had to wait too long. Hey, that means the food's good. This is right. I'll try to pick a time that's not as busy. If it's all 5 stars, all the, similar things, that could be a red flag in some instance. And I think, fellas, we should have Rex come on, because Rex has that website that's fighting fake reviews, and it might be good to get some insights from him.
Sure.
So I'll shoot him a message. But referral programs are great, right? And look, if you're doing the right thing, I was sharing with Wayne how after 20 plus years, I just couldn't take Verizon anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, these, get ready to bleep. I won't say it here. Think I've got 4 hours to deal with waiting on hold, never fixing my problem. Spending $400 or $500 a month. F you. Finally, the last one, I'm just like, you know what? I called T-Mobile. I couldn't take it anymore. And I saved $200 to boot. There's a plug for T-Mobile, and we don't get shit from them at Witty or at, Straight Talk Commerce. But hey, T-Mobile's been great. And I'm telling you, Verizon, oh my God, I just couldn't take it. It's like, dude, pay me a fee.
They really should, because you have done the hard sell to me on T-Mobile.
Right,
I am totally down, because Verizon, you guys are totally screwing the pooch. You absolutely, are killing me.
Right. So me as a consumer, maybe there is a referral program. I don't even know. All I know is now I'm getting treated well. And they give a shit if I'm the customer. That's why I'm like, Wayne, go to T-Mobile. Why? Because you're gonna and I saved $200 at some point with some of these companies. But then I think, and you're right, like if you can then say, hey, that's why I think it's worth taking the time and reaching out and saying, look, let us, we do that with the dog camp up here on the Central Coast, just giving maybe some people that work at the hardware store, at the pet store, hey, we'll give you refer us somebody, we'll kick you $25 or something. And the people will be happy and taken care of. So yeah, I think that's icing on the cake, the referral programs.
All right. So before we touch on the last one, let's do a quick review of what we've covered today. The first one is SEO, search engine optimization. Wayne talked about how it's not just about being found, it's about being found for the right things. If you're selling hamburgers, you don't want to be found for someone who's wanting a hot dog. Content marketing, David talked about how you need to find the right type of content for your site. Social media marketing, we talked about how think of it as going to different parties. I really love that analogy that Wayne brought up. If you're going to LinkedIn, it's more like a smart casual. For Instagram, it's more just plain casual. And there are other sites that might be more than just casual. Pay-per-click advertising, you really need to know what you're doing here. It can be very helpful, but as Wayne mentioned, it could get pretty expensive really fast if you don't know what you're doing and you're not getting that return on investment that you would have wanted. Email marketing, David talked about how different banners, different messages, looking at responses to your email is helpful. And Wayne also shared how, although email might not be his preferred method of looking at messages, you cannot discount that because there's still a huge part of the population that uses email as their primary source of information. Influencer marketing, we talked about how this transition before it was celebrities, now it's influencer, and it has to be someone that has credibility, right, in a certain group. You might not be famous in other areas, but you could be a micro celebrity in that specific group. And knowing which one to partner with that can help your brand, right? Just look at Adidas and Yeezy. Affiliate marketing, we talked about how partnering with the right group can really help business, having those promo codes, and we might even have folks come on to our show and we'll also be promoting their products and giving you, our viewers, appropriate discounts based on that. And we talked about customer reviews. Although there's a lot of fake reviews out there, it's still worthwhile making sure that you're looking at the reviews that your customers have of your product and adjusting accordingly. Try to stay away from putting fake reviews on your site. Eventually, people will crack down on that. And lastly, we talked about referral programs, right? Not only if your customers are happy with your product, they'd be more than happy to tell their family and friends about it. And then you can increase your customer base by having great referral programs. Just make sure that you're not in their face all the time. All right, so for the last one, optimizing the user experience. Wayne, similar to referral programs, you said that AI might be a really good tool to help with this. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so we use Hotjar on a lot of our websites, and that is a heat mapping. It tells me exactly where all the traffic went on my website. So
Right.
How hot is this button or that button, and where did they look? How far down did they scroll? It tells me over time what that user's experience was on my website, helping me to create a better user experience. If
Right.
I find out that, hey, maybe if my content on that main page was just 3 lines longer and they drop down below the fold, yeah, they would spend A, more time on my site, B, they would, because they spent more time on my site, they're much more likely to end up a buyer. So, or maybe I need to push video to the front. People like watching things a lot more than they like reading things.
Right.
And if your audience is not like that, you need to know the difference between your audience. Maybe your audience doesn't like watching video, and they're at work when that video goes off, and they shut it off and get off that website very quickly. I had a client not too long ago that told me, hey, the minute that they show up to my main page, they leave immediately. And I said, well, yeah, you have a video that plays the moment someone goes to your website. Where do you think, and these people during work hours have come to your website? That video shouldn't play, right? It should not play sound unless they unclick it or is okay. The coast is clear. You understand?
Totally right.
That is a huge factor for people. So when you go to your website and you see that you've had 8,600 visitors that month and 20 of them stayed, that is a massive problem. So that's what we're talking about. Optimize your website, optimize your user. You design the website. You need to now bring people in to use your website so you can see whether you've done that effectively. And there are plenty of artificial intelligence programs to help you with that. It will go over different combinations of buttons clicking and tell you what the results are. It will 404 guard, where they don't end up someplace that you didn't want them to end up. So that is what we're talking about here. And when I go to a website and I have a great time and I'm entertained while I'm there, I'm 99% more likely, much, much, much more likely to buy something from that website and return and tell other people about it and all of those things, as opposed to, hey, I just got written up because I went to this website, you knucklehead. All I wanted to do was look at some cleats for a second, and you had, a music video playing. Sparky, thanks. Now I'm in trouble with my boss.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great call out, because if they wanted to listen to the video, they could, click on the volume. If they didn't want to, they just wanted to browse around, then yeah. Again, that imposing, right, action on your customers is not a good idea.
Did you know that music can uplift your mood? MelodyClouds gives you a large selection of binaural beats, solfeggio, guided meditation, and nature sounds. All are designed to elevate and focus your mood. Start enjoying more than 17,000 audiobooks and 300,000 files of rich audio entertainment today. Subscriptions start at $5.99.
Not a good idea. How about you, David, optimizing the user experience? For your website, I found that having that uniformity of your color scheme is actually a pretty a soothing experience for me. Every time I go to your site, everything is nice. The fonts are clean. You actually have a really good user experience on your websites. How about other sites that you've been on that you've really liked? Does anything come to mind?
Well, look, I'll tell you that ease of use, right? We went from a Yahoo and Excite to Google,
Right.
right? I just searched what I want. I've been going through a whole retransformation and changing again with our website just to make it easier. We got tons of people just want to sign up, right? But sometimes, you have to be like an explorer, a PhD in computer science to find out how to put your credit card in, right? So I just did get a text for like the latest shift of my, right? So before we had it here, and then there's this long, you have to go through this, and this, and then finally get down to putting your credit card number in.
God.
Right now, I just got a text that this is live now. Now, bada bing, right there.
Much better. Yeah.
Right. And we do have, by the way, for Straight Talk Commerce listeners, and share with your friends, because prices are going up after the summer, because we have so many amazing things now. When you buy a membership, first of all, you can use Straight Talk, promo code Straight Talk, to get 20% off, and you get an other membership to give to a colleague or a professional colleague or client or whatever you're looking for, right? To get the same
Wow.
membership to give away. And I think too, Wayne, like, learn from us. And I know we're talking about getting up later this month or early next, the e-commerce kind of, witty session, right? Because
Yep.
we can help. If companies are starting from scratch, learn from our pain, right? Even like Gamma, and the same thing, I'm sure, with Wix, and I think Squarespace is still around, but just stuff you can do with these sites where years ago I wouldn't use them. You can now, and I'll tell you that Gamma, and we should have kind of a special AI session, especially now with AI Essentials launching. We should have a special, I think, AI session for our users, or join Witty and come. We got like AI events every week, but the stuff that Gamma you can do, and I finally bought the paid version, so I was able to do a lot free, $10 a month.
Wow.
Pasting in, it's saving me days, Yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that and other tools that can be used. Right. And just, look, and it's kind of, if you think back when, for those of the listeners that are old enough to kind of remember when the web started, we try to get a relative or an uncle to use the web, and 96, 97, it's like so frustrating, dial-up modems, right? And then, towards the top of the decade, it was a little easier. ISDN lines came out, and then, T1s, and all of a sudden now it's like, still not, like that was my uncle's line. Where's my remote control? Why can't I turn it on? Change the channel. Right now, but certainly it's easier. And I guess my point to that is, like, don't discount things, right? You might have tried to start something up 5-6 years ago, then ended up just getting a job or getting an offer for a job, put your e-commerce, startup dreams on hold. Now you're getting it going again. You're like, oh, I'm not using Wix, or I'm not using this, or I'm not using that. Hey, let us guide you. Take a look at some of these plug and play solutions, because again, with AI and right, because if you look at the evolution, kind of right before, it was kind of all about low code, no code, right? And then then the pandemic happened. I kind of really pushed forward a lot of these digital transformation programs. Then OpenAI was released, right? And now these website builders like durable.co, which I looked at the other day again. Oh my God. To put the name of your business, a couple keywords, you got a website like that, right? I mean, pretty phenomenal, these tools. So yeah, I would just say, again, I know I got a little off the topic, but optimizing for user experience. Use these tools that are out there. Use Hotjar like Wayne's talking about. Get it in the plan early, and then you can kind of build around what's early, rather than I want to do X, let's find tools to do it.
Yeah, and for those of you who are still here, if you want to be a guest on the show and you want us to go through live your business idea or your business as of today, leave us a comment. And Wayne reads all of the comments, make sure that we respond.
Reads and answers, by the way.
And answers.
Read
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Answer. And by the way,
read.
that invitation is not going to last much longer. I'm just letting you know how things go in this.
Right.
Okay. Right now we are at 2,500 subscribers,
Right.
25,000, views and eventually, people are going to be coming to us in order to be on the show, and we're not going to have to or we're not going to want to, just open the invitation out. That's
Well,
Right.
they
the way things
are,
work.
right? They are. And I've already, some of them are in alignment. We're going to bring people that can add value to our listeners. As far as
true.
if people are still listening thing, they want more, Ian. Of course you're still listening. There's gold.
Of course.
Hey, I will tell you this: my wife bristles every time you say that, and she is like, what is he talking about? Of course, they are riveted to every word you are saying, except the Dave Layton part. Just a few seconds ago.
Listen,
I was like, wow, all right.
listen, you never know if there might be a Pantsgate coming up in the next.
Right.
So, inside joke. We'll share that story later, but right. But you never know what's going to happen next.
In today's rapidly evolving healthcare landscape, effective project management is more crucial than ever. Many organizations struggle with achieving their goals due to inefficiencies and lack of direction. Tony Robbins' RPM framework can transform this approach. The RPM framework provides a roadmap for success. You'll soon see how applying these principles can revolutionize healthcare project management and lead to better outcomes for everyone involved. Let's take a deeper dive into applying the RPM framework to healthcare project management. It all begins with defining your outcomes. Think improved patient care, operational efficiency, and data accuracy. These goals set the stage for transformation. Next, understand your why. This is where you align your efforts with greater purposes like patient-centered care, innovation, and sustainability. A clear why gives you direction and purpose. Now, create your roadmap. Engage stakeholders early and often. Conduct readiness assessments to gauge where you are and what you need. Develop comprehensive training programs to bring everyone up to speed. Set concrete milestones and metrics so you can measure progress along the way. And don't forget, communication is key. Regular updates keep everyone aligned and motivated. Lastly, focus on the 20% of actions that will yield 80% of the results. This principle keeps you efficient and effective, concentrating efforts where they matter most. By following these steps, you harness the power of the RPM framework to reimagine project management in healthcare. This approach transforms outcomes and drives innovation in real-world examples. By applying the RPM framework, healthcare organizations can achieve transformative results. Imagine enhanced patient care, streamlined operations, and accurate data management. These are not just possibilities, but tangible outcomes. Real-life examples showcase the remarkable successes already achieved. Increased efficiency in patient care and precise data management demonstrates the framework's profound impact. Now it's your turn to start the transformation. If you seek guidance or assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. Your journey to better healthcare project management begins now. Join Healthcare Project Management Association, or HPMA, today. Your first step in this adventure is contacting Ian Slade at ian@itconsultinggroup.com. He can guide your path from there.
So yeah, tell us your story. Leave comments in the chat section here, and you might be able to be a guest on our show. So
Hold on, Ian, here's another thing that you can settle debate really quickly. David and I were talking prior to coming in here. He wants to do a live session. He wants to go live with Straight Talk Commerce, which we've threatened to do before. We promised that we were going to actually do that before.
Should be fun.
And it's 100% not a bad idea. But I want to get a little bit, I want to get our subscribers and our view count up a little bit more, but let's let the audience decide that. If they want to see us live, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and tell us, in the comment section, whether we should do this live one week.
True.
Well, look, the bottom line is people can come watch it. We could be streaming to no one. I think the idea is to give people an opportunity to kind of watch the uncut version. Then we'll take it down. We're not going to leave it up live, and then people can, just kind of come in and watch live. Even if they put in a question while we're talking, we can answer it. But if no one shows, it's all good.
You know, the whole time we were
Sometimes
talking
Friday
about that.
evenings is tough, and I know we've had listeners from all over the world.
Yeah,
One person's Friday evening could be another person's Saturday morning. So
right.
True.
I will share too. We did have, like I said, our monthly entrepreneur session today. Just one graph I want to share real quick.
Oh, that's right.
Is the mega deals by sector today. So there is still money going into, and these are just 100 million plus deals. Money, a lot of money being put into startups and Series A. Look at this biopharmaceutical company, 122 million for their Series A. Where'd it go? Oh, I kept going. Right, this World Labs, that's that Fifi Lee, Ian from Stanford, the professor who spoke at the Bloomberg AI conference we went to.
Right, right.
She just launched that today, or maybe this week. I mean,
Wow.
oh no, it was last month. This is the July wrap up. See if I could show a couple of other things.
100 million in private equity. God, man.
Yeah, listen, they're investing in good ideas. If you're right, we even look at women-led companies that ended up getting 10% of the 4.3 billion in the last year that's been invested. Right, there's Fifi Lee right there. So she has World Labs. She did 100 million Series A. That's the first chips in.
Yeah.
Right, so
Wow.
getting your brand out there, speaking at all the conferences. Then she came up with the idea. Right in, this Vanta, that lady spoke at I don't know if you remember that, Ian. They got that
Bloomberg, right?
right at
Yeah.
Bloomberg. Yeah, Vanta. That's Mike Hayes's competitor, or I guess they work in the same space. Let's see what else I can find. Yeah, I think AI startups we looked at. Where's the AI money going in, right? If you're in your business now and you're selling you're an expert in whatever vertical it is, get an and you don't have an e-commerce front in it, and you can start serving those things. There's the AI stuff. You can start serving those, creating an e-commerce, maybe reselling whatever you created at home. Maybe there's then an AI play to it. Come to us, come to our e-commerce session, come to some of our AI sessions. We have a whole community that support you with acceleration or funding or that type of thing. Then, we'll be showing you on the chart like AI X Plane, $6.5 million seed round, right? And these are tools. This is like a SaaS model for generative AI. Not Diamond, right? Right? You gotta look at all these. Anyway, just thought I'd share some of that because there's some real fascinating stuff happening. Ag tech, this dark green, that's ag tech. A lot of exciting things happening with agriculture. So anyway, is that helpful, you guys? I just wanted to
That
kind
was
of
Very much so.
you have a meeting in Witty where they discuss all of those things and where that money is going.
who do I want to sell to? What ideas do I have? Where should I go look for a job? Right? So I think these are all the ecosystem, and
Right.
all these things happening. Where I had my job search strategy session before that. This. I'm looking for a job. I'm sending in resumes. I'm applying. Should I have a 1-page resume or 2-page? Dude, that stuff doesn't matter. See who's getting the 100 million. Guess what's
Yeah.
going to happen in 60 days? There's going to be job postings. Don't wait till the job posting happens when it's
Yeah.
like a Black Friday sale. Get there ahead of time. You can add value. Figure out how you're going to connect with those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing to keep in mind.
All right.
Fellas, great one today. I think we're good, Ian, right?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
I'm excited to do our first live session and also to have sessions with different guests on board. So
Well, I will say that I know people with far fewer subscribers that have a pretty healthy 30, 40, 50 people watching the live in the chat. That's really where I would kind of want to be, especially if we're going to answer questions.
oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we will be doing that here very
But
shortly.
we'll do it, look, Ian, and then maybe we'll do something too, or if somebody drops in their LinkedIn, and we know they're legit, they have a question, they want to come into our private Zoom session, be on
Sure.
camera with us.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a possibility.
absolutely.
All
Okay.
right, you guys.
On that
Good.
note, thank you.
Imagine a world where your professional growth knows no bounds. Welcome to Witty.com, celebrating 35 years of empowering innovators. Join a community where trust and influence are at the core. Experience exclusive training programs designed to elevate your skills. Our annual summit brings together the brightest minds from multiple industries. As a member, you'll gain access to invaluable resources and support. Network with like-minded professionals who share your passion for innovation. Benefit from mentorship programs that guide you towards success. Celebrate your achievements with a community that recognizes your efforts. Witty.com is more than a membership. It's a journey of growth and success. Join us in celebrating 35 years of innovation and excellence. Take advantage of our special anniversary membership offer today. Unlock your potential with workforce innovation, trust, and influence. Visit Witty.com and become a member today.